Hello and welcome back to Old Truthford, the home of honestly biased sports content. Hope you're all doing well, folks. Caleb, I see you. How you doing, man? So this is going to be the first installment of something a bit new. We're going to be doing 1 hour live, just covering the latest news every night. Tonight I'm going to try starting at 7 till 8. Gonna try some other times to see which works best for everyone. But yeah, let's jump straight into it. If you haven't already, drop a like on the video. Got to keep the YouTube overlords happy and the lights on at Old Truthford Incorporated. So let's start off. First things first, Matheus Cunha. So Matheus Cunha, obviously, a lot of people were wondering why he wasn't involved in the squad whatsoever against Bournemouth. Ruben Amorim has come out saying, we need to assess all the players and have to be careful with everyone. He's available for the next one. Matheus felt a little bit fatigued. He was ready to play. He wants to give everything, but we need to be careful. So, there's nothing to worry about Cunha. He is just obviously a bit fatigued, given probably, maybe not the heat, because I mean, he's Brazilian, so should be able to handle the heat. But yeah, nothing to worry about Cunha, just a bit fatigued from pre-season. He has played in pretty much every game other than the Bournemouth game recently. And yep, Amorim is definitely the type of manager not to not to take any risks when it comes to injuries. I'm busy tomorrow, so I won't be here. No worries, KK. Okay, moving on to let's see, the Summer Series roundup. Okay, so following the match against Bournemouth, Bournemouth's manager Areola on Manchester United, he said, "We are very far right now from United. They are a hell of a team," which, given the fact that we finished 15th in the Premier League last season, I don't think a lot of people would have expected the 9th placed team in the Premier League to have said that about us, especially given the fact that the team who played Bournemouth there were no new signings in that team. So it goes to show what a pre-season can do. Ruben Amorim is working miracles right now because it feels like every game that we play, we're just getting better and better. The only negatives from the games are the fact that we have conceded quite easy goals. Against West Ham, the chance against Heaven, and in this game against Bournemouth, the own goal from De Ligt. So I'm hoping that with the next game against Everton, we will be able to keep a cheeky clean sheet as well as score a few goals. Don't call me KK. Caleb, man. Come on. You know you like it. Also, in terms of the Summer Series, Manchester United are expected to earn around 7.5 million from the US Summer Series. Some top-flight clubs are reportedly unhappy it's being propped up by central funds, but they can cry themselves to sleep tonight when we take that 7.5 mil to the bank. The Premier League is set to trial referee body cameras during the final round of the Summer Series this weekend, so that's going to be a good watch. We're going to get to witness Casemiro just double foot slide tackle someone from the ref's perspective, which should be interesting. Amorim had a few quite positive things really to say after the Bournemouth match. He has come out and said he was really pleased. They are focused in the games and in trainings. It was a good test. Everyone has to be prepared. I think we have improved in the physicality of the game, which, as I mentioned earlier, is clear for all to see. We still have a lot to do, but it's a good feeling, Ruben Amorim says. I'll slide tackle you, admin. Chance to be a fine thing, Caleb. Try your best. Try your best. If you try and slide tackle me, some glow sticks are going to be coming your way, I'll tell you that. Okay, so Ruben Amorim on that Williams goal as well. Out of all of the goals, he did come out and say that he celebrated that particular goal, which was good to see from Amorim. But he got lightsabers. Mate, I'm prepared for everything. But yeah, no, so Amorim came out with a lot of positives, obviously saying that we improved physically. There's good feelings going around the squad. From all the reporters who are hanging around the squad at the moment, all of them are reporting good things. So yeah, I think United are in a very positive place at the moment. Touch wood. And it's good to see that Ethan Williams was able to grab a cheeky goal. I think he's only 18. Let's see, 19 years old. So he's 19 years old. Ruben Amorim personally made sure that he came on the tour. He is a big fan of Williams, and yeah, it's good to see. Hello, boys. Nick, the Dutch Destroyer. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Hope all's well. How's the day been? But moving on to another youngster who has been impressing in a Manchester United shirt after Ethan Williams, we are going to go to Patrick Dorgu. Now, Patrick Dorgu, Ruben Amorim was full of praise for Dorgu as well, saying it's impressive. He's 20 years old. He looks more like he belongs at Man United. He's so powerful, and he's getting his technique right. He's defending also. So, Dorgu is really, really jumping leaps and bounds at the moment. I mean, bear in mind, guys, Dorgu is 20 years old. I want you to keep that point in your head for the remainder of this live stream. Dorgu is 20 years old, and he's getting rated by Ruben Amorim, and everyone else is giving him the praise that he rightfully deserves, if we're being honest. Busy but doing good, Nick says. He's going to blip me soon. How are you? I'm all good, man. I'm all good. I am absolutely knackered from staying up last night for the live stream, but we're here. Bro, one suggestion. Please try to upload shorts. That'll help you a lot. Yeah, of course, Gaurav. I'll definitely look into it. It's just finding the right process to just stick to it. But yeah, I am 100% gonna be posting some shorts content as well, but appreciate the support, man, and thanks for tuning in. Calum, that's just tempting. If you say it, you won't do it. Don't do it, Nick. Do not do it. But yeah, so Dorgu, only 20 years old, and he's getting a lot of praise from the fan base as well as the manager. But this isn't anything necessarily new to us. I mean, we did know that Dorgu was a talented player statistically before he came to United. We just thought he does look a bit shaky defensively. I mean, I can't get it up on screen right now, but just as Dorgu signed for Manchester United last season, he was in the top 10 for progressive carries from the age of 16 to 21, playing a minimum of 800 minutes. I mean, Dorgu was averaging, I think it's 4.38 carries. And yeah, I mean, he's just realistically kicked off from where he started his career in a United shirt. So all credit to Dorgu. Happy everything's going well for him. I mean, only 20 years old. Think about what type of player he's going to be when he's 24. As long as, I mean, again, touch wood, no injury comes his way. God damn, just got an ad for like 2 minutes. Hope you get your money's worth. I appreciate the 2p, Nick. I appreciate the 2p. Nah. YouTube be going crazy with these ads, not gonna lie. Anyways, I'm gonna go shower now. See you, Caleb. Thanks for tuning in, man. But yeah, so moving on from Patrick Dorgu. So he moves from the left wing back position to get a goal and an assist last night. obviously impressing Amorim. Amorim highlighting the fact that he's only 20 years old, and the fan base all getting on side with Dorgu. So shout out to Dorgu. He is definitely in the good books right now. Someone who isn't in the good books right now, let's have a cheeky look at Rasmus Hojlund. So, Hojlund, where do we start? So, Hojlund came out this morning, or I don't know when he came out with the quotes, but it was released this morning. Rasmus Hojlund quoted, speaking on his future, saying, "I think my plan is very clear, and that is for me to stay at Manchester United. I want to fight for my spot, whatever happens. I am still very young. People sometimes forget but I am only 22 years old. I have learned a lot, and I think that shows in my game. I have done very well so far during the preseason. I want to stay here. Competition is fine with me. It sharpens me. I'm more than ready. I'm feeling sharp, so I'm welcoming everything that comes. I think it's good with competition." When I arrived, Martial was there. He had a lot of injuries, so obviously had to play a lot. I always want to play, but obviously I could have used a bit of help to share the matches, especially at the beginning. But I feel like I've matured a lot, and I feel ready for what's ahead. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think Rasmus Hojlund needs to go. I think he needs to be sold realistically. I'm going to pick a few holes in what he's said here because this is not elite mentality, what he's saying here. Like, really, it's not good. So let's start with his first quote. I think my plan is very clear. That's for him to stay at Manchester United. I think it's best for both parties if he leaves, if I'm being honest with you. He's been here for 2 years. All it'll take is for, say, 10, 15 games for him to not score into the next Premier League season. And he'll just find himself in the same rut. I think it's best for both parties, Rasmus and United, if he does leave the club. It's painful to say, but I mean, it's just what's going to happen realistically if we're looking at all of the reports that are coming out for Benjamin Sesko, which we'll get onto in a second because new stuff has come out just recently. But yeah, Rasmus, he needs to go. Let me just catch up with the comments in the chat. I just want Sesko to score against Arsenal, and he does. Gyökeres celebration. Man, internet will surely explode in a bit. Okay, we're going to pin that comment, Garav, because I like that a lot. I mean, can you imagine the scenes if that actually happens? My thing is to give quality crosses from fullbacks, which can help us to score with headers. Hojlund really needed to show what he's worth. He is just not it. It's a shame for him because I think he is a boyhood United fan, but he just needs to be sold, in my personal opinion. Garav, I don't want Rasmus to leave. We need to give him the chance, and he is 22 years younger than me. He also understands the shirt he is wearing compared to some freedom fighters. Who are we saying are the freedom fighters, Garav? Who are we saying are the freedom fighters? But no, I think Rasmus needs to go. And Matty, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. I think Rasmus's time is up. Let's look at his other quotes and just break it down a bit. So he says, "I am still very young. People sometimes forget that. I am only 22 years old." Now, for me, that's for commentators to say when they're backing you. I personally don't like it when a player comes out and says, "Oh, okay, but I am still this age." I mean, we've seen like 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds who are pretty talented at United take their chance in the shirt. So to say I'm still very young, people forget that I'm 22 years old. Yeah, that is still young for a footballer, but I mean, it's kind of a reductive mentality as a professional athlete to say, guys, I'm still young, like, wait for me, when you're at arguably the biggest club, no, without a doubt, the biggest club in the world. So, I mean, yeah, he really needs to stop using that language, because that kind of sounds like a self-limiting belief more than anything. By the way, guys, if you are new, hit that subscribe button. We are going to be going live every single night for an hour now to cover all the latest Manchester United news, as well as doing watch-alongs along the way. But yeah, I think that's a self-limiting belief from Rasmus there, and I don't like it when players do that. I've learned a lot, and I think that shows in my game. I have done very well so far during the preseason. I want to stay here. Now, to say that he's done very well over the preseason, I mean, he's hit the post and got 1 goal. I don't think that is... I don't think that's in the bracket of saying, oh, okay, he's done very well. I think he got 1 goal and hit the post, so I don't know, man. Guys, sorry if I'm not very active with the chat. I'm just going to read through all of these updates quickly, and then I'll be able to get into it. So Rasmus also says, competition is fine with me. It sharpens me. I'm more than ready. I'm feeling sharp, so I'm welcoming everything that comes. I think it's good with competition. Now, that quote doesn't hit the same as Xerxes' quote when he said about new players joining the team. Usually, I'm going to say like almost 80% of the time when people say, I'm fine. I'm fine. Competition is fine with me. They usually don't mean it. That's just my personal opinion, but you guys let me know what you think with Rasmus's quote there. Rasmus also added, finally, when I arrived, Martial was there. He had a lot of injuries, so I obviously had to play a lot. I always want to play, but obviously I could have used a bit of help to share the matches, especially at the beginning, but I feel like I've matured a lot and I feel ready for what's ahead. Now, again, like, it kind of sounds victim mentality-esque when Hojlund is going on about injuries and the fact that he had to play a lot because of Martial being out injured. I mean, do you know how many youngsters would kill for the chance to play for Manchester United and get a whole season to start? I mean, it's just coming across a bit victim mentality here from Rasmus, and unfortunately for him, because we are going to move on to the Sesko information now. Unfortunately for Rasmus, Ruben Amorim has come out and said regarding the Benjamin Sesko links, important thing is Rasmus is scoring goals. I don't know what will happen until the market is closed. So when a manager usually says, I don't know what will happen until the market is closed, that's kind of the beginning of the end. He didn't deny the fact that we're in for Sesko, and he didn't really answer on Rasmus's future, so that kind of makes me think it's really up in the air right now. The good thing about Rasmus scoring last night, apart from obviously it benefits Manchester United, is it also benefits Manchester United in the case that we are now in a stronger negotiating position with RB Leipzig if we were to do a player swap with Rasmus Hojlund for Sesko, which is the key talk at the moment. We do know that RB Leipzig's asking price for Sesko is 75 million euros plus add-ons and percentage of a future sale. Now, it's important to remember with a percentage of a future sale, when that's included, it's usually on profit. So if we were to sell Sesko for more than 65 or 64 million pounds, then we would have to pay the percentage of the future sale. We wouldn't have to do it, say, we buy Sesko, he flops, and then we sell him for 40 mil. if that makes sense. But the fee expectation communicated to suitors for the 22-year-old striker pursuing Sesko is around 64 million plus add-ons, which would be the same price we paid for both Cunha, who cost 62 million, and Mbuemo, who cost 65 million plus 6 million add-ons. So it's one of those. He's not Premier League proven. He hasn't scored near as many goals as them two. And yeah, I think yeah, it's one of those. He is a striker though, and given the fact that strikers are quite rare to come by, we are in the position where we do need to pay out as much as we can to get him on board quickly, because we don't want to come to the first week of the Premier League season and not have a striker ready. Only 17 days now until the Premier League season begins, by the way, guys. But yeah, moving on, as Nick says, admin, new news, come on, get to it. We will get to the new Benjamin Sesko news that has come out just now. So Fabrizio Romano has shared, Manchester United have informed RB Leipzig that they are prepared to send formal bid for Benjamin Sesko if player accepts the destination. Newcastle also ready to bid since last week and to match Sesko's financial request. The decision is entirely up to Sesko. So, who is Sesko going to choose? The greatest team to ever play the beautiful game, or Newcastle? Ready, Newcastle. Guys, if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Got to keep the YouTube overlords happy and the lights on at Old Truthford Incorporated. Let's see what other updates have come out regarding Benjamin Sesko. So, Fabrizio Romano has also shared Benjamin Sesko is very open to joining Manchester United, even without European or Champions League football. So we knew this already. Obviously, Sesko's preferred destination is Manchester United. So the only piece in the puzzle to really click all of this together is to get Hojlund on board with the fact that he's not going to get game time at Manchester United and he needs to accept the move over to RB Leipzig, because we've got the player who wants to join us. We've got the financials to fund the move. We've got Hojlund to do in the swap deal. RB Leipzig want Hojlund. Now we just need Hojlund to actually accept the move and the fact that, yeah, we just... It's football, man. We just don't want him at the club anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, let's see what else has come out with the Sesko deal. So Manchester United have informed RB Leipzig that they are prepared to send a formal bid, as mentioned, if the player accepts the move to Old Trafford. But then I've seen plenty of quotes from Fabrizio Romano saying that Sesko is very keen on the move to United. There's even videos actually from a couple of years ago where Sesko was being interviewed, I think on like a podcast or something like that. And he literally said that he will join Manchester United in the next couple of years. Or actually, that's probably poor paraphrasing. He did say that he would join Manchester United in the next couple of years, but he wasn't ready back then. But that was now 2 years ago. So it seems like the stars are aligning. Obviously, we know Sesko and Christopher Vivel are quite close as well, as Vivel was a key factor in his development. So I think the stars are very much aligned for Benjamin Sesko to come to Manchester United. Let me just update this thumbnail. Not the thumbnail, sorry. Let me update the title as well, so we can update the people with the latest Benjamin Sesko news. Okay, so Benjamin Sesko. Wait, where are we? Okay, Benjamin Sesko bid, formal bid incoming. Okay, just bear with me, lads. Okay, moving on. So, okay, new update has just come out as we speak as well. This time regarding our next topic, Mr. Gianluigi Donnarumma, one of the most Italian names I've ever heard in my life. Manchester United have inquired about Gianluigi Donnarumma with PSG. However, United aren't expected to pursue a deal unless they make major sales. Okay, so I think the case is with Donnarumma, because there's been a few reports coming out. Sky Sports obviously reported earlier as well. Manchester United are interested in Donnarumma. I think the goalkeeper situation, we are probably going to leave until the last minute of the transfer window. We've obviously still got, I believe it's a month. When does the transfer window end, guys? Transfer window closes... When does the transfer window end? 1st of September. So, the transfer window closes the 1st of September. We probably will be doing a live stream for that as well, to close off a window, because I think it's going to be quite a hectic end to the window. There's a lot of loose ends for Manchester United to fix at the moment, with obviously the bomb squad set to leave, as well as Gianluigi Donnarumma potentially coming in, given sales. What do we think about Donnarumma? I mean, he's obviously a Champions League winning goalkeeper, so if we can get our hands on him, then that would be sensational. But the problem with this is we would most likely need to sell another goalkeeper like Bayendier, and we would need to sell someone of the likes of Garnacho, Anthony, which we should be set to sell anyway. There has been a lot of interest in Anthony. It's just a case of no bid materializing just yet. Garnacho, we will move on to him next. So, Garnacho, the latest with Alejandro Garnacho. So, Chelsea are expected to make an offer for Alejandro Garnacho before the transfer window shuts. Chelsea have no concerns over Garnacho's character after carrying out a series of background checks. I mean, we all know that Garnacho isn't necessarily... Oh, actually, it's quite an interesting one. Is Garnacho a troublemaker and a disruptor in terms of squads? I mean, his brother does like to tweet quite a bit, doesn't he? His brother does like to tweet quite a bit. Chelsea obviously don't care about that, given that they've been said to carried out their background checks. But why would you want a player who's literally who is, if things don't go his way, then his brother's going to get Twitter fingers and just absolutely slag off the coach and the team as a whole. So it's a bit of a shaky one, that, with Garnacho. But either way, that's Chelsea's problem if they do decide to come in for him. Chelsea are expected to make an offer, as I said. Manchester United are expecting a minimum of £40 million for Alejandro Garnacho, but I believe Chelsea value him at around 30 mil, which is absolutely ridiculous given how many goals he's scored and the vast array of finishes he's shown for such a young player. that is ludicrous. We need at least £40 million for Garnacho. Amorim has also pretty much banished the bomb squad to the under-21s should they still be within the squad when the United players return from US tour. So, yeah, better sooner than later. And we know how Amorim feels specifically towards Garnacho after the Europa League defeat, where Amorim essentially said to him in the changing room that he better have a good agent because he's going to need to find a new club. So, yeah, I really doubt that the Garnacho-Amorim relationship is going to mend itself after such a turmoil between the two of them. If you're new to the stream, if you're new to Old Truthford, feel free to drop a like and subscribe. We are going to be doing daily live streams now. If obviously this is a good time for everyone, we will do 7 till 8 every single night. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed for that. And yeah, those are all the latest updates I have for you folks. So I'm just going to catch up with the chat now. Where was I? Trufordians, Diego, good to see you, man. Did you see the update on Sesko? I did indeed. I don't think it's anything new. I think we're always going to prepare a bid. I mean, Rasmus Hojlund scoring 1 goal in pre-season isn't really going to affect that, is it? So yeah, we were always going to make a bid for Sesko. What's up, everyone? Doing good, man? Hope you're doing well, Diego. Now is the time to insult him or let the chat be a disaster class. You have about 5 minutes till he reads it. Little post-friendly session with the Trufordians. Yep, you got it, man. We are going to be doing these daily live streams from now on until the rest of time, when I can, obviously, for all transfer news and latest Manchester United news. If this is a good time for everyone, we will do 7 p.m. till 8 p.m. If Rasmus ends up staying, he will perform. Just watch. I think this is the problem, Ishor. Would he improve? Yes, Rasmus Hojlund would improve. Would he improve to the level that we need him to improve? No, he won't. So it'll just put us in another limbo situation of, oh, okay, Rasmus has improved, but he's not what we need. So I think Rasmus has to go, unfortunately. He has to go. I do think that he'll do well in Leipzig, though. Hojlund needs to shut the fudge up, says Nick, and get the fudge out. He wanted it, didn't do shiz, and now makes excuses. Give me Greenwood above this fraud. No, that is controversial. But, I mean, in terms of mindset, on the playing field, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, Nick. Because it does feel like Rasmus is now complaining at the fact that he's had so much game time. Like, do you know how many 20-year-olds would like bite your hand off to say, oh, okay, you're going to be the lead striker for Manchester United for 2 seasons? Like, you're going to get game time constantly and consistently. Like, young strikers would bite your hand off for that. Admin, new news, come on, get to it. Dorgu, I'm sorry. What about Dorgu, Bakul? Sesko has already said yes to us. We don't bid for players that haven't said yes already. Yep, very true from me from there. So a great team. He can be a legend and redeem the name or Champions League football. Love to get a player who has their heart into United, not money chasers. But this is the thing as well. You need quality as well as players who are going to put their heart into it, because there's no doubt that Rasmus Hojlund obviously cares about Manchester United. He is a childhood Manchester United fan. But is he really the man? Is he really the man to bring Manchester United back. I just don't think he's got the mindset to be an elite player that we need. Okay. Sorry, let's just catch up with the chat there. Just looking at Twitter there for any more updates. Sesko is glorified Hojlund. I disagree. I strongly disagree. Yo, what's good? All's good, Suan. Hope you're well. Donnarumma is non-Champions League Onana. Onana was also 1 goal away from being a UCL winning keeper. That's very true, but I mean, Donnarumma is undoubtedly a good shot stopper. I don't think we can really say that about Onana consistently. Hope we get this deal done soon so that Sesko gets a bit of pre-season. Donnarumma has a better resume than Onana, very true. The last 6 months have proved Garnacho to be a petulant child. That is very true as well, Ethan. I mean, it's funny really, because when I released the video of saying Manchester United must sell Alejandro Garnacho, there was still some resistance from the United fan base to selling Garnacho at the time, given that obviously he has been a star boy for us. He's really like every season really has improved, apart from when the new system was implemented. But after that Europa League final, I think it became very apparent to everyone, yeah, he's not for United. Because him coming out after the Europa League final, complaining that he came off the bench and didn't start, literally dropped his transfer value by about 10 million, I reckon. So thanks for that, Garnacho. But yeah, we really need to get rid, and that is why he is head of the bomb squad right now. His brother needs to remember he isn't a famous footballer and play the background. Yep. Again, 100% agree, Ethan. After today's good result, someone said Garnacho's socials are going to be boring today. Yep, you can see it. You can definitely see it. It's just a shame that Garnacho is leaving on these terms, especially the fact that Garnacho has especially given the fact Garnacho has made it a priority to continue playing in the Premier League. I don't know why he wants to do that, unless it is literally out of spite to play against United. I'd rather Garnacho stay. He's raw talent. Everyone knows it. Wait, you want Garnacho to stay with United, Diego? Really? Even after everything between him and Amorim? I didn't want them to sell him when you made that video. He's got to go, though. He's burned every bridge at the club. Exactly. I think it was always going to come to that case, though. Like, I think it was... The writing was on the wall. I mean, he obviously didn't suit the system. His whole game is centered around scoring goals. He's not exactly a playmaker. His whole game is around scoring goals. And his goals just went off a cliff after the new formation came in. He obviously was still providing a few assists here and there, but his game suffered due to the Amorim appointment. And yeah, I think it's natural that a player would want to move on after that, even no matter how much connection they have with the club. And I think we've seen that with Marcus Rashford as well. Okay, let's move on then. Let's see if we've got any more updates. If anyone has any updates for me, don't be afraid to get it in the comments. I'm afraid he's going to become an absolute beast after leaving. It's going to go one way or the other. I feel like Garnacho isn't going to become a beast after leaving. And the main reason I think he isn't is because I think he's got too much. He's got too much sidekick syndrome in him. Like, if he was his own man, if he was his own player, he wouldn't have to copy Cristiano Ronaldo celebrations, would he? I mean, he just forged his own path, but everything about him has kind of just been connected to Cristiano Ronaldo, and I think he's probably going to go down as one of those players who had the potential but didn't have the right mindset to reach that higher level that Cristiano Ronaldo could. I don't know, it's probably paranoia from all the memes about players doing crazy good once they go. I mean, the players who have done crazy good once they go, I think realistically we're looking at Scott McTominay and that's it. Not too many players have absolutely like excelled since they've left Manchester United. I can't think of too many anyway. If you can, get them in the chat and I will absolutely debunk every single one of them. But let's have a look at the updates then. Also, we've got to touch on Arsenal. Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal Football Club. Up the arse. 1-0. They lost 1-0 to Thomas Frank's Tottenham, which is quite shocking, really, given the fact that they played a fairly strong starting 11 with Odegaard, Rice, and Norgard in the midfield. Havertz, Martinelli, and Saka up front. Are we seeing the beginning of the end for Arsenal? Garnacho is Adnan Januzaj with an attitude problem. It's been a while since I've heard Adnan Januzaj. Lingard doing good, rotting away in Asia. Exactly. Like, I mean, players don't thrive once they leave Manchester United. It's just the fact that we got rid of Scott McTominay in his prime for like 25 mil, which was like just the stupidest bit of transfer business I've ever seen. I mean, we had to sell him to get Ugarte, and Ugarte is looking good, don't get me wrong, but I think in terms of like actual club DNA value, getting rid of Scott McTominay for that price was insane. But let's see. Any other updates? Main update is obviously that Man United are preparing the bid for Sesko. It's good to see as well, like, what do you guys think about backing the coach or backing the head of recruitment? Because reports did come out that Amorim preferred Ollie Watkins to Benjamin Sesko. But, I mean, Benjamin Sesko, we've been linked to him for a number of years. I think when we do eventually sign him, I will do a video solely on Sesko, going through the timeline of events, because there's been photos of him and his agent like coming to Old Trafford a couple of years ago, I think, while Solskjaer was manager. So maybe not Solskjaer, it could have been Ten Hag, but we've been linked to him for a while. So it does seem like it's just destined to have happened. I do feel quite confident with the fact that we're now going with Christopher Vival over Ruben Amorim. I'm not saying that because I doubt Ruben Amorim's talent ID, but I do like the fact that we're actually sticking to the structure that's in place, because Lord knows we haven't done that for a long time. Do we have a buyback clause on McTominay? We do not, Nick. We do not have a buyback clause on McTominay. I wish we did. He has the spirit. Ethan, that's actually spot on, lol. Weghorst also did well when he went to Ajax. I mean, come on. Come on, Nick. I usually say back for manager, but I think Sesko makes more sense here. Ineos's philosophy has been no players over the age of 26. Another great point, Ethan. So we're sticking to the same age range. Also, with the fee that Leipzig are looking for, it is literally in that bracket of Cunha and Mbeumo. So it goes to show that Ineos don't want to break any sort of like transfer record or anything like that. They are looking for consistent transfers around the same region. So we're either going for young players who are going to cost between 20 to 30 mil, like a Dorgu, or we're going for pretty much elite players or potential to be elite players / forwards who are going to cost around like 60 mil. I think the days of transfers that are like 70, 80 mil are long gone. And people are saying that Sesko is going to cost the same as Hojlund. I'm pretty sure Hojlund... Let's look at Hojlund cost. Pretty sure Hojlund cost like 75 mil, something like that. It says 77.8 million euros, so 77.8 mil euros. I don't know if that's add-ons included. But I'm pretty sure Hojlund cost more. Yeah, 67 million pounds, and I think there were some add-ons involved. He was injured for like 6 months, broken foot, I believe. Oh, God bless Weghorst. Erasmus will end up costing more. Yeah, 100%. But if we can recoup some of that value by doing a swap deal, then I think that's amazing business. And I think that would be Christopher Vivell doing the Lord's work. He would be earning every penny of his salary if he can do a swap deal with Erasmus and Sesko. Now, let's see if any more updates have come out while we've been chatting. I'll see if there's anything I've missed as well from today. A lot of United fans are kind of creaming their pants over Rashford and Lingard meeting up in, I think it's Japan, where Barcelona have just played Lingard's side. I don't know why, given that both of them kind of forced a move out of Manchester United, but okay. What else do we have here? Okay, I think that's everything. Fabrizio Romano has come out again saying Chelsea are very convinced on Alejandro Garnacho as an opportunity. His name is mentioned internally every single day. It's going to be about the price tag. I mean, I'm sorry, but if Chelsea aren't willing to pay 40 mil, then I'm willing to just let him rot in the reserves. How long does Garnacho have on his contract? So Garnacho's contract runs out in 2028. So we've got 3 years of him. Yeah, pretty much Garnacho, get his agent to speak to Chelsea. If you don't speak to them and get them to pay 40 mil, you're not going anywhere, mate. Because I'm sorry, we're not letting him go for 30 mil. It's like we let Scott McTominay go for 25 mil for him to be Serie A player of the season. It's actually ridiculous how they think that they can pull our pants down with these transfers. If we can include Rasmus in a swap, that's your money for Donnarumma. Ooh, very good point as well, Ethan. Very good point. Because then we haven't really paid all that much for a striker. We would have only paid like 20, 30 mil. But yeah. So the latest for today is that Hojlund is practically begging to stay at Manchester United, blaming the fact, not blaming, but he's pretty much crying about the fact that he's had to play a lot of games over the past 2 years, but it all depends on your outlook on it. I mean, I know a bunch of players, youngsters, who would have died to play 2 years at Manchester United to prove their worth, so I don't like that mindset from Hojlund. It's funny how quick the internet turns on Hojlund, though. I mean, all it took was one goal, and then everyone is kind of, not everyone, but all the big United Twitter pages are kind of turning with the fact that he could be sold. Let's see what other updates we got then. We'll give it 5 minutes, lads, and then we'll end the stream there, but let's have a look. Overall, I think everyone is pretty positive. on the new season, though. We are looking better every single game, and yeah, I'm very happy with what we've seen so far. Let's see. I think that's all the updates from me, lads. We have under 21 players that will make Hojlund disappear for 30 mins on that field. Very true, Nick. Very true. I mean, last season, guys, a 16-year-old was getting played over him. Don't you remember when Cheeto was getting played over him? Like, Amorim does not rate Hojlund. And that's why he hasn't come out and said, yep, no, Hojlund's my player. We're going to stick with Hojlund. Instead, he just wants to get rid of him. Yeah, no, it's been a pretty dry day today for transfer news. To summarise, just over the next couple of minutes, so we have Hojlund begging to stay at Manchester United. Cunha has a bit of fatigue, and that's why he hasn't or wasn't involved in the squad last night, but he will be expected to play in the next game. United are making £7.5 million from the Premier League US Summer Series, which some top flight clubs are reportedly unhappy with. So they are crying themselves to sleep over the fact that we're getting paid bank. In the next Summer Series game against Everton on Sunday, which we will be doing a live stream for, the referee will be wearing a body camera during the final round. So that'll be interesting to see when Casemiro absolutely double foots some poor Everton player. That'll be a good angle from the ref's perspective. Amorim has been positive, saying that he's really pleased. He is focused on the games ahead, and he's happy that the squad are focused on the games ahead. Everyone has to be prepared. He thinks that we have improved physically, and we still have a lot to do, but it's a very good feeling to score a number of goals. And when asked about Ethan Williams' goal, which, again, keep your eye on Ethan Williams, guys, because Amorim is a big, big fan. Amorim shared, I celebrated that goal when it came to Ethan Williams' goal. Because if you look at that goal again, you've got a very determined Diego Leon, who is falling over his own feet to try and get an assist for Ethan Williams. And you've also got Ethan Williams, who has a class finish on him. Two players, one player who Amorim has obviously signed, and the other player who Amorim's hoping to bring through. So, yeah, very good. Ruben Amorim is very impressed with Dorgu, who, by the way, is 20 years old. Take notes, Rasmus Hojlund. You don't need to mention the fact that you're 22 years old when, like, Patrick Dorgu is 20 years old and he's coming on leaps and bounds. Why can't Rasmus also develop, given the fact that he's going to be 23 in how long? 6 months? He's going to be 23 in 6 months. So why can't Rasmus do the same thing instead of mentioning the fact that he's 22 in every interview he gets? I will never understand. And yeah, Ruben Amorim refuses to deny the Sesko rumours. Fabrizio Romano only tonight has confirmed that we are in for Sesko. And Donnarumma is probably going to be put on ice, and the goalkeeper situation is probably going to be put on ice until the last weeks of the transfer window. If you haven't already, folks, drop a like on the video and subscribe for more Manchester United content. We will be going live every single night from 7 till 8 p.m. now to cover the latest Manchester United news. But that is everything. Also, finally, Alejandro Garnacho. Chelsea are talking internally about him every single day. So expect Manchester United to have a few talks with Chelsea over the coming weeks. Manchester United are expecting £40 million for Garnacho, but Chelsea are only willing to offer 30 million at the moment. I'm just going to catch up with your comments and then we'll probably call it a stream there, guys. So Nick, just no potential in Hojlund. Don't get me wrong, I do think Hojlund will improve in the next few weeks, but he's not what we need. He is not what we need. So there's nothing we can do about that. He's young, he'll have chances, they're just not at United. Exactly, Ethan. Perfect way to summarise it. Christian, good to see you, man. Hojlund to stay. What a jugador. I love this man. Nope, Hojlund will be leaving. I'm afraid Hojlund is definitely going to be jetting off soon. Okay. But yeah, those are all the latest updates from me, guys. If there's anything you want me to look at just in the final moments, let me know. But if you are new, drop a like on the stream. And we will be doing these live streams every single night for an hour. But subscribe if you're new. Also, given the fact that Garnacho is actually going to be sold this summer, I just want to put it forward to you guys. What price would you be willing to let Garnacho go for? Because I'm saying, we're saying that we'd accept 40 mil. I personally think 45 mil should be the minimum. But what do you guys think? What is the absolute minimum that we should get for Alejandro Garnacho? Do shorts to boost the channel. 100% Nick. I will be looking at shorts as well. It's just a case of finding the process to do it, to make it sustainable. £50 million. I was going to say, Diego, 50 quid. Bloody hell. Bargain of the century there. 50 mils, not a quid less. 40 mil, or let him rot. 40 mil. I'm going to lean towards we get, I'm going to say we get 45 mil for Garnacho. I think we're going to get 40 mil plus like maybe 10 mil in add-ons. Maybe a sell-on clause in there as well. Who knows? Chelsea are good though. Chelsea are, I don't know how, because given all the turmoil with Chelsea in the transfer window, but when it comes to United and Chelsea, we always seem to get screwed over whenever we do business with Chelsea. I am not a fan of doing business with the Chelsea. I want to see if I can find something as well just before we clock off, because there was a story I saw today about Christopher Vival and how he came to Amorim and Wilcox with the idea of signing Sesko. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find that quote, but we will be able to share that for a later one. Anyway, we will call it a stream there, folks. Hope you all have a delightful evening. We'll be going live tomorrow around the same time, if not 8 p.m. But yeah, hope you all have a delightful evening. Subscribe if you're new. And Godspeed.